Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 266 of Sold with Updike Pugh.
I'm Jeff Updike.
I'm Weston Pugh, and as you can see, we're in a new studio. Thought we'd change things up. We'll keep messing with this combo until we get it just right. We still want to put one out today.
Yeah, so you'll definitely want to watch today's episode because I am sure there's going to be a lot of different stuff happening here. So.
Zach's got his handled. We, on the other hand, we're a whole nother ball of wax. So we're going to talk about 2508 Belmont Place in Plano, Texas. It is a great house, super centrally located, and I think you're going to really love this one.
And in our second segment today, we're going to talk about the economic impact of one home sale in Texas. And I think you're going to be very surprised.
That's a lot of good information on that. So it is springtime. The weather is amazing right now.
Beautiful right now.
So we thought we were going to share with you. Typically we do like products and trends. But let's talk about what's happening in Dallas because there is a lot going on right now.
There is. One of the big things that's coming up this weekend is the Main Street Art Festival in Fort Worth. And this is a really, really great art festival to go to. I think there's actually two festivals going at the same time or pretty close to one another, but it is a lot of fun. It is
one of the best times. I actually went one year and took Amtrak down there. It was a really great stop. Actually worked the whole way down because they have Wi-Fi. The hotel that it lets you off at is perfectly located, walking distance as well. So many fun things to do down there. All the restaurants, everybody kind of gets into this, so it's not just an art festival. It's like the downtown kind of comes together. There's music, lots, and it's good for all ages. Yeah. And it is good for really good art. So it's better than anything we have here in Dallas right now.
I would agree. I would agree.
The other thing is
the Thai market at the Buddhist temple. And this is on Stutes, which is just south of Forest Lane. Really very convenient location right off 75. And if you have not gone over there and gotten Thai food from them, you're missing out.
It is, and it is such a great thing. Starts at noon on Sunday. I believe it's cash only. You said Stutes. I thought it was closer to Vanguard Way.
Well, Vanguard Way is farther on down.
Okay. It is a great place. Lots of fun. Take the family, and I would say take a cooler and get meals for the rest of the week because this stuff is that good.
And the last thing we wanted to mention is White Rock Brewing Company. And guess what? They're having crawfish boil this weekend.
That is so good because, you know, crawfish got really expensive because of last year's drought. And there have been like few and far between. So if you are a crawfish lover and Papa Do's isn't going to do it, I'd check this out.
I would too. I'm not a crawfish person, but I love all the other stuff that goes along with it.
I would agree with that, but I think Zach is partial to them. Zach, yeah, he's shaking his head, yes. I don't know. Without further ado, let's talk about 2508 Belmont Place in Plano, Texas. This is actually a great portion of Texas of the Metroplex, because you're right at 75 and George Bush in the upper northwest corner. So it had a lot of great, strong access points when you're traveling to this area.
And there's some really great things that are right there in the area. The first thing we want to talk about is the zip line treetop adventure, and this is at the nature park up there.
It is the Oak
Point?
Oak Point, Zach? Is it Oak Point Reserve? This is a great thing that I just found. Yeah. And it's a 3-hour tour in the canopy of the trees. Zip lines. There's also like not stationary, but high rope bridges that you're going to cross. But it takes 3 hours. And at this point, this would be great.
That's a long time.
It is a long time to be off the air. And if you don't want to do that, you've been there because you said they've got lots of trails to walk on.
Yeah, we went up there with a friends group 3 years ago, and did. We didn't do the longest hike. I think we did the medium hike, which is primarily all paved. But it's probably a 5-mile hike.
I think you can get 13 miles up there.
Yeah,
that's what it says.
Wouldn't surprise me.
So also in this area is downtown Plano, and downtown Plano, downtown McKinney. These have really tried to reinvest. I think one of the first ones that really got popular was Fredericksburg back in 30 years ago.
Yep.
But downtown Plano's doing a great job. There is a combination of bowling and football called Fowling Warehouse, DFW, and it's giant pins of bowling pins and
you throw a football. Yeah.
And you've done it.
I've done it. Yeah, we went out there and did. Same friends group went out there and did that one day.
It's amazing.
It's a lot of fun. I don't think there is one person who is going to be great at that.
Also on the 18th, which is just coming up from 5 to 8, there's a sip and shop. Great way to actually get out, see the different stores and have a little beverage while you're walking around.
And one of the other great things that's in this section of town is UT Dallas, and this is an amazing school. This used to be a 2-year college many years ago, and it now has 7 schools offering over 140 degree programs, professional certificates, fast track programs, and it's a fantastic education that you get.
Did you know that the founders of TI actually put this in place and created this? It was a different name, and it eventually became UTD, but their goal was to create a baseline or a infrastructure of scientists that could come work for them rather than have to get trained out of the state and possibly losing them.
Yeah, and I have friends that graduated from there, and they are really smart.
Actually, I have friends that sent their son there. He got accepted at MIT, but chose this because they had a robotics program. So, and they used to have one of the nation's best CEO programs. Don't you remember that?
I remember that.
I do.
Could be.
It's interesting. All right. We're here to talk about a home. Let's talk about 2508 Belmont Place in Plano, Texas.
So this is a 3-bedroom, 2.5-bath home. It's about 2,700 square feet, priced at $559,000. This home has a lot of extras to it that you're not going to find in any other home in Plano.
And so many people here are move-in ready oriented. This is one of those houses that is move-in ready for you. So as you can see here, lots of great curb appeal with this house. Nice clean lines. It's super simple. The ratio, I guess, from house to curb is the right amount. Not too close, not too far, which makes it just right for whatever activity you're doing.
Formal living area, fireplace, gas fireplace, and I love how they painted out all of the wood paneling that used to just really date these homes.
That was a big problem back in the day. The configuration of this home allows for a lot more flexibility, as you can see here. The dining room is not enclosed because of these cutouts that actually allow access both into the formal living there that Jeff was just talking about, but also just across into this dining room. So there's a lot of back and forth, and if anything taught us in COVID, you cannot have enough flex space. Here they have this portion of the house set up as a office, but this could easily be a second living room for the young ones. It could be set up as an office, at-home study, but a lot of possibilities.
And stained concrete floors throughout most of the home. This is the small breakfast or the informal dining area. And the cabinetry on the left there, when you pull those out, those have really big trays and really big spice racks built in.
I like the fact that the cabinets, as you saw in the previous picture, from the kitchen extend into that breakfast bay area. A lot of updates. If you are into cooking, this has a double oven. One of them is convection gas cooktop, as you can see here, but it works really well. We talked about how the front portion of the dining room and that office and that living room all work together, but this allows that breakfast nook, the kitchen, and the second living room to come together. And I did like the fact that you have an eat-in kitchen on both sides. This shows you right here that you do it from the bar on this side.
Yeah, you could eat everywhere in that house.
I know.
So this is a picture of the second living area that's on the rear of the home. Really, again, you've got the trade ceilings opening to the bar at the left, and God, I love this bar. I would love to have this in my home.
It was well thought out. So as you can see here, the other thing that goes with this bar and the location is beverage fridge, ice maker. It all just works out seamlessly. And the dishwasher. Now moving into the master bedroom, this is an enormous bedroom. It's in the back of the house. Right behind that door is a really nice closet, customized, and leads into this well renovated bathroom.
The bathroom's really nice. It's got separate vanities, so everybody's got their own space. It's got a huge walk-in shower, ceramic tile floors, and the cabinetry again has all of the pull-out trays and all of the extra stuff to make sure that you don't think that does.
No, it's so well thought out. No, I'm just shaking my head. I'm like, these are the things that I want in my master bathroom. As you can see here from this angle, on the right side of that image, we're actually walking into this really great utility room. Quite often, the utility room gets overlooked. It's not thought about, but this was well done. Side-by-side washer and dryer stackable. There are also hampers there, I believe 4 of them, under that black countertop that allows it to be super, super organized. And this is one of 2 guest bedrooms or secondary bedrooms They're on the front of the house, and there's also a full bathroom that separates these two, so they don't actually share walls.
And the room sizes are very generous on this. This is the backyard facing up to the house. You've got a covered back porch and access coming off of the dining area and then also coming off of the den.
So this is 2508 Belmont Place. This is a 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath, 2-car garage, just under 2,700 square feet and built in 1982. If this is something that you would like to take a look at, click on the actual link there in the comments. You can expand and look at the map as we discussed earlier. Take a look at the pictures, and if you'd like to take a look at it, let us know, and we'd be happy to make that happen.
And with that, we'll be right back.
Did you know there are a lot of ways you can keep up with us? For starters, every Wednesday at noon, we host Sold with Updike Pew, live from our Facebook and YouTube channels. Our show is dedicated to featuring some of the best homes in the Dallas market and about sharing timely information about market trends. But don't worry if you miss the show, because you can always listen to them on SoundCloud, iTunes, and Spotify.
Still want more? Follow us on Instagram, where you get a first-hand look at what it's like to be a realtor. And it's not always previewing homes for clients or getting them ready to go live in MLS. Lastly, visit our website and you'll be able to create a custom home search tailored specifically to your wants and needs that's timely and accurate. Whether it's square foot, location, or the neighborhood, we have you covered.
If you'd like to know how much your home is worth, we can help with that too. Just visit homeprice.fyi, enter a few pieces of information like your home address, and we'll email you a price. When you're ready to talk real estate, you can reach us online, by phone, or by text at 214-377-2223.
And remember, we want to be realtors for life.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to the second segment, episode 266 of Sold with Updike Pew. I'm Jeff Updike.
Hi, I'm Weston Pugh. And today we thought we would talk about the economic impact of a typical home sale in Texas.
So I've been saying for several years, because this was an NAR statistic, and it was granted, it was probably a 5-year-old statistic, and I've been there, that every home sale has about $60,000 worth of economic impact on average. That is not true anymore.
And so we're going to go through and kind of explain more what the economic impact indicators are to help you understand how we get to this number, because this number was a lot larger than I thought.
It really is. So the real estate industry in Texas is $453 billion, which is almost 18% of our gross state product, the GDP of our state.
Which is huge, huge, huge. And then the other thing that I was thinking about that we didn't add to this, if you are not from Texas or you're not from this area, I think, what is it, like 80% of the people that live in Texas live in the triangle.
In the triangle,
from like Denton down to San Antonio and Austin, over to Houston and back up. And it's the triangle.
Yeah.
And if you look at that on a map, that is like not even a third of Texas. But that's where everybody lives right now.
So the total economic impact, average economic impact of a home sale in Texas is over $112,000. And what we mean by that is, so for every transaction that closes, this is the ripple effect that goes on, because everybody buys furniture, everybody has to buy drapes, everybody has carpets redone, it's all of those things that really kind of wrap around.
So if we kind of take that $112,700 and break that down, so the first category, that is going to be income generated from real estate industries. So that's going to be like the title companies, that's going to be
mortgage fees, it's going to be realtor fees,
surveys, inspectors, all of those kind of step into this pool, and that is actually makes up 31,400, which is roughly about 28% of that 112,000.
And the second is the expenditures, which is really kind of furniture, remodeling, things like that, and that is 4.8% of that total economic impact.
And that number actually surprised me, because I would think that in the next coming years, that number is going to grow astronomically, because so many people have just decided to stay in their houses and build. So it's only $5,000, which seems really low to me because I don't even know if you can get your house made in Dallas for $5,000.
Not much anymore.
Not much.
And the multiplier of housing-related expenditures, the fact that income earned on other segments of the economy as a result of home sales then recirculated was $17,690 per transaction.
Yep. So new construction. New construction is the one that makes up the bulk of this. And that's makes up like 51.6%, and that's 58,000. And you have to think about this. New home construction has so many line items. There are so many people that contribute to that one single house getting built. Now multiply that times the neighborhood. Now multiply that times each one of the areas in a county, and it really gets large. In Texas, with as much land as we have, especially in some of those northern excerpt, Kaufman County, Collin County, we're seeing that to be really, really a large number, probably even greater than that. But across the state, it's this.
And there's new home construction sold for every 6 existing home sales.
You know, and I think that, and I would say that number is dead on for Dallas. But you know, when we were going through the break in the supply chain in COVID, and we couldn't get new construction built fast enough, and it just really impacted existing sales. And it was at that point that I realized how important new home sales is, because you can't afford to live in Dallas if there's no new home sales in exurbs and suburb market.
Yeah, and you know, I would bet that really fueled the short-term rental market here.
Huge. That was a tough time.
Yeah, I had in my Airbnb, I had a couple that came and stayed for 8 weeks, 6 weeks, 8 weeks. They started out, and they were only going to come for like 3 weeks, and their new construction kept getting pushed off and pushed off and pushed off. And
well, so what else that we did is we dug around, and we were able to find some of the other other states and look at how we kind of stack up. And as you would guess, California is going to be the largest.
Yes.
So California is the impact in totality is $678 billion. Now here's what it's interesting: $678 billion is only 17.1% of their economy.
Crazy.
That is a huge economy.
Yeah, and you know, it kind of also reflects housing prices, where housing prices are in California.
Yeah,
you know, we're still a relatively inexpensive place to live comparatively.
I would agree with that, but the impact that it makes is a lot of money. Florida was also a really large one at $381 billion, but that is 24% of their market.
And they're in their market. It generated $123,000 per transaction.
It was very interesting. It was very also interesting to see that, like, the one that didn't surprise me is West Virginia. The whole impact is only $14.4 billion. That is way off the market. I wonder what the prices are on that house.
Interesting.
So, lots of good information.
So I hope you found this interesting. If there's any other topics that you want us to talk about, just put it in the comments below. We'll figure out how to do it.
Thanks so much. And just remember, we want to be realtors for life.
When you're ready to talk real estate, you can reach us online, by phone, or by text at 214-377-2223.
And remember, we want to be realtors for life.